Hopefully it's going to be an interesting game, as per usual. So it's on MLG Shakura's Plateau, Scrawny versus Helios. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen either of these players play before? Because this is a first for me.
I saw Helios last week. He actually made it into the semifinals. So
oh, wow.
He was eliminated semifinals by quite a very talented, I'd say the guy is near gold, Zerg player. So hopefully Helios has more of a chance with this one and is able to execute the Forge Fast Expand he was trying last time better.
I guess we'll look out and find out. So, coming right into the game now, spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have Helios, our red Protoss player, and in the bottom right, we have Scrawny, our blue Zerg player, coming to you on MLG Shakura's Plateau, the map known for Forge Fasting, so I think you might be right on that. We'll probably see a Forge Fast expand.
And so it'll be interesting to see what Scrawny chooses to go for first. Will he go for early pool? Will he go for 14-14, or will he go for 15 hatch? And it looks like it's probably not going to be a fairly early pool now, unless he drops one at 11.
Yeah, I'm expecting him to go for a regular timed pool and an early expand, just because it's I don't know, one of the maps where you have the ramp so easy to hold. So I feel like for the most part in Shakura's, a Zerg player would either do a one base all in to knock out a Forge Fast or go for standard play.
And it looks like we are going to see that Forge Fast expand pylon now completing at the top of the natural ramp. Oh, Scrawny. Oh dear, they're both nervous. They're being streamed. They both have the streaming jitters. Here.
Yeah. I think when you're in your first few tournaments, you kind of get that. I can't say I blame them.
The first time I was casted too, I did end up winning that game, but it was nerve-wracking to be talked about while I played. It just was so strange. I felt so nervous about it, and it looks like we're going to go for a 14-14 for Scrawny, which is, you know, a basic opening for a speed lane, which is kind of required.
Yeah, he needs to put guys on that gas guys here, and then he put 4 right there. I think he's got 4 guys harvesting gas right there. That's not good.
Well, now he has 3. At least he noticed, but now that drone is just sitting around doing nothing.
I don't know. There's actually, I was looking up the statistics and exactly how much mining you get done with 3 workers versus 4. And actually, with 4 workers, you mine more than 3, but it's not cost effective because the mineral worth is a lot more, so you're better off mining a mineral patch. But actually, 4 workers is slightly more effective than 3.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't shock me, actually, for some odd reason.
But like 4 is the cap. At 5, it's like the same as 4.
That's interesting to know.
Yeah.
I'll know for next time.
It's pretty insignificant though. You mine like some point amount more gas per minute than
It's basically like the thing that annoys Zerg the most is when you spawn at the 12 o'clock position, your larva is on the very bottom of your hatchery.
Oh yeah, I never even thought of that.
Decimal amounts of mineral difference. I can't remember who punched the number. I think it was Liquid Tyler.
That's actually funny. I never even thought of that. That probably makes a big difference, actually.
It doesn't make that great of a difference. I think they said it was something per minute. I think they said it was something like a 3 mineral difference over the whole course of the game.
Oh. So it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, so Forge Fast Expand finishing off for Helios. It was actually, it was pretty well done for his level, I think.
Is that a full wall off?
I cannot find a gap anywhere.
Unless that gap's there on the bottom, I think that might be a completely full wall off, and yeesh, that's not good.
No, actually there's a space between the gateway cannon and pylon. There's a little laneway there.
Oh, yeah. Do you think a stalker could fit through that? I don't know.
Stalker, yes. Immortal, no. Immortal, not a chance. So, we do have, that expand is actually slightly late by Scrawny. Usually Zerg players expand well before that, but he is going for a lair tech, and his injects are actually fairly good right now. I like to see that out of a Zerg player. Good injects.
I think early game it's pretty good, but you know, I think because he has this late expand, the lair is going to be less effective in that whatever tech path he chooses to go up, I'm assuming Mutalisks is just going to be out that much later, and I don't know. I really think the earlier expand would have been more worthwhile. When you know your Protoss opponent's sitting back like this, he's not going to be coming at you with a force for a while, so you have the advantage to take a third even, or take your expand a lot earlier.
Indeed. One thing I like to offer a bit of advice to lower league Zerg players is connect your natural and your main with creep. If you get attacked, it will get your units that much faster to the front of your natural, or that much faster to the back of your main, if you have creep spread. And right now it doesn't look like we're having much creep spread coming out of Scrawny. He's actually making his second queen on his natural right now. And he is throwing up a spine crawler, which is a nice little defense, although I'd like to see him uproot it and move it slightly more forward.
Right, but here comes the Spire tech now being thrown out from Scrawny. I think we knew this was coming to begin with. I have a feeling he's going to want to go for that Mass Mutalisk type play, and you know, Helios isn't producing anything out of these gateways until the Warp Gate tech research finishes. So now, even though he does have 4 gateways, unless he starts warping in Stalkers ASAP, it's not going to be very effective. You know, he's going to be into trouble.
I would like to point out that Scrawny is slightly oversaturated in his main by about 8 workers, approximately.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see him move a few down to his natural. He does have his 3rd expansion coming up, up towards the 2 o'clock position. Helios just making immortals now, and nice to see him start getting that +1 attack upgrade, which is a really good thing. And Blink is on the way.
Alright, well, we did see our Zerg player Scrawny sacrifice an Overlord into the natural here. He did scout out the Robo Bay, but like you said, actually, an Immortal's not going to be able to fit out through that gap. So he's got to find some way to, I don't know, somehow find a way to fix that, but now we see the Spire just completing and researching 1 flyer attack. He isn't throwing down any Mutalisks yet, but I think just he's banking minerals and gas any second right now. There it is, 5 Mutalisks underway.
5 Mutalisks, +1 air, an Evo chamber on the way as well. What do you think he'll use that for? Because he really doesn't have much ground other than these small amounts of Zerglings just sitting in the front here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe, if anything, the Evo Chamber might just be a fallback for Spore Crawlers in case he's going, you know, like that Forge Fast Stargate play, because that is actually preferred a lot, because, you know, you can kind of fully wall yourself off and still get a good push out. But, I don't know, it doesn't look like that's not what I would assume he's going for at a Bronze League play, but I guess who knows at this point. There is an observer now at the Zerg player's base, and I'd like him to catch wind of that. He does have an Overseer somewhere. I saw him morphing it. So maybe he'll catch wind of that.
Did he see the Spire? He did. So he's aware that there are likely Mutalisks somewhere, and he also did see it researching, so he knows that it's doing something. And
right away he was reacting and throwing down 2 photon cannons in his main, so excellent defense right there. I think that's going to be great.
I used to do this when I was in Bronze. As soon as I scouted any sort of a hint that Mutalisks were on the way, I threw down cannons behind my mineral line in my main. I always did that. Now, give or take, I'll probably have Stalkers. I'll post Stalkers back there, and usually they'll deter. But not always. So
I don't know, even though the supply is clearly in Scrawny's favor and he does have this 3rd base up mining, I want to actually give the edge to Helios right now. So as long as he has Blink Stalkers right now, and a good number of them, so I think so long as he uses these Blink Stalkers effectively and keeps warping them in, he's not going to be in any issue trying to hold off these Mutalisks. And right now, Scrawny's not in any position to make any unit besides them. He is researching 1 attack from that Evo chamber for his links, but the amount of links he has is so insignificant that I don't think it should be that big a deal.
Well, it's also interesting to note that the army supply is actually in favor of Helios by almost 10 supply. Scrawny has 71 drones tied up in his 118 supply there. That's a lot of drones.
Yeah, he's fully saturated on both his main and his natural. Oversaturated even.
His 3rd is now oversaturated as well. He's making almost too many drones.
I think it's like the number he has now is where you need to stop, because really this early you have so many drones, but he's making this many drones because he knows from a Forge Fast Helios is not really in a position to do anything, but now he finally is, and Helios can move out at any moment, and there's not a thing Scrawny can do about it. He needs to start making army other than Mutalisks, and he needs to start making it fast.
He's oversaturated on 3 base and has more drones than is really necessary. He has 75 drones.
That's what you want to have by the end of the game. That's what you want in an end late game macro game. And now 25 Mutalisks. What do you think of that? 25
Mutalisks is if any player is unprepared with AA, it's a huge problem. I know I've been caught off guard a couple of times, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, back of my base, something like 50-odd Mutalisks.
And now we see these Mutalisks breaking this back rock so that Lynx can run around the side. That's actually interesting. I don't think I've seen someone do that ever in a long time, really.
Well, he's just going to leave them there just to... Maybe he's going to go back and pick them off. Yeah, he will. Okay.
I really want to see him go into the back there, do some harassment, and try and make an escape, because quite frankly, these photon cannons aren't going to last 3 seconds with this many Mutalisks.
Helios finally moved out his army and took down that pylon and the photon cannon that were in the way of our big fat immortals. But that is an army that is just spelling death right now. I'm not sure if we could deal with 25 Mutalisks, but if these mutas are all the way across the map when Helios attacks, big problems for Scrawny. There's 5 bases for Scrawny. No, wait. 6!
He just threw down a bunch.
Scrawny. Oh my god, this guy is going to have powerhouse economy
at
the expense of no army.
Well, he's just going straight up mass Mutalisk. If you look at the numbers, he has 30 out on the field right now, producing another 11. So he's going to be capped out supply with, what is this, 41 Mutalisks and 72 Lings. So, I mean, when you get right down to it, are 24 Stalkers enough to stop 41 Mutalisks? And I don't know if the answer is yes.
I don't think it is.
I think
he is researching +1 ground carapace for his Lings, but I don't think it'd be enough to deal with this army here. These Stalkers look deadly, and what are they? Are they +1? They're +2 attack right now.
But mind yourself that these Mutalisks are also at +2, and neither player has any carapace upgrades. And here comes the engagement. Oh my god, what's going on here?
Oh my goodness, and it looks like all the Lings are just going to start melting away, but these Mutas may just take down an entire army worth of Stalkers, Zealots, and Immortals. Oh my goodness!
Oh my god.
Wow. And some incredible Blink Stalker micro, blinking and saving 4 of those Stalkers, but these Immortals, oh dear me, move them, men, move them! He's using them all. Wow, I can't believe he actually managed that, but he lost 71 of his Zerglings. He had 1 left, and he didn't lose very many Mutalisks there. The ground units locked onto the Lings, and didn't focus upwards towards the Mutalisks.
Yeah, I think the issue.
We still have Dark Templars out in the field, which could be potentially game changing, but this third is just gonna bye. No, this for you.
I'd like you to look at the fact that he's not actually using the Dark Templar, he morphed an Archon. He wants to use his Archons for their massive splash damage against the Mutalisk. He got the right idea, but he doesn't have the numbers to do it. And quite frankly, this Mutalisk Deathball looks like it could just sweep his entire base right now, no questions asked.
Well, this is by far the most interesting play I've seen out of the Zerg in a while. It's got its flaws, but for what it was pitted up against, it's just absolutely just decimating everything. And and there goes the Dark... Ooh, maybe not. He's not going to take out the Dark Shrine.
You really need a great Stalker Archon composition to take down any Mutalisk ball this fierce. Honestly, 48 is just too many to have. Are Mutalisks 2 or 3 supply?
Let me check. They are 2.
2 supply. Well, oh my god, that's almost 100 supply worth of Mutalisk.
Yeah, that's insane. You lost